We're right in the midway between Milwaukee and Green Bay here on Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, at America's National Park of Speed. Road America, a track that opened in the 1950s and has stood the test of time. The original track still in use, and Sean Cerny, while this place is historical, it's a brand new course for Stadium Super Trucks.
It absolutely is. It's not just brand new, but I'm talking fast, fast, fast. This is big time speed, the fastest we've seen the trucks pretty much anywhere worldwide, with a huge, huge track as we hop on board right now with Jeff Hoffman to see a little bit about how this course goes. Really wide open, pinned out up on the rev limiter front stretch right here, and then it's a very hard 90-degree turn one. Kind of almost a bit of an off camera as they start to go downhill right here. Braking is going to be so huge throughout this track, but turn one, that's going to be massive. Now they come down this hill. The draft is going to come into play all over. This is turn two. It's just a little tiny bit of a sweeper. Then hard into turn three. Another right-hander, 90 degrees. Soon as they almost get straightened up, the truck sets down flat. Boom. That's the first big jump right there. We're going to see a lot of action there because the truck's still loaded up as they're heading at that jump. And now they are once again third gear, pinned out. As I said before, the draft is massive. These trucks punch a huge hole in the air, and Elkhart Lake is going to be a perfect example of that. As you can see him falling in single file right here. And now we got to slow him down, get on the binders. Hoffman, he's over close to the wall, gets out of the rumble strips. Now they go through this chicane just to slow him up a little bit. A tight section. I'm sure we're going to see some damage here throughout the weekend as concrete barriers behind those tires, and boom, jump. If you don't hit it straight, you're flying over a concrete barrier, not the hot setup. And then a big sweeping turn here. The way these guys jump into that turn is going to determine how they come out. I'm just going to see a lot of passing right there. And then here we go. We open it up. Boom, one big jump going into a bit of a chicane here just for safety reasons to slow them down. And now this is a big, massive, almost 300-foot uphill jump, jumping the length of an American football field. And now we're back heading towards the start-finish line. And keep in mind, Matt Nolte, at the end of each race, we're going to do the entire lap, which is a massive lap over 4 miles.
Yeah, 4 miles is the big track around here at Road America. Here's the points, though. 30 points separating Matt Brabham and Gavin Harlan coming into this round. Ari Leindyke Jr. not in the field this weekend. We'll talk about that more during this race. Robbie Gordon and Jeff Hoffman completing your top 5. But the grid looks like this. Tommy Dawson makes his debut in Stadium Super Trucks alongside Matt Nolan. We haven't seen Matty since Western Australia back in Perth this year. Aaron Bumbach and Greg Biffle comes back into the series. Robbie Gordon and Casey Mears. Check out some of these names in the field. And well done to Blade Hildebrand, who starts from the back. He was our top qualifier.
And here we are on board with Casey Mears. That is Gavin Harlan. Keep in mind, it's a full inversion from qualifying. He who is the fastest starts in the back. He who struggled the most starts up in front. So that is Tommy Dawson, his first time out here in Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks. This is Menards Super Trucks here. We're in Menards country, and they are off. Dawson yanks a big start. This is his first opportunity to show the guys just exactly what he's made of here in Stadium Super Truck Racing.
And he knows he needs to go right now because some of the fast guys are starting mid-pack this time, and even faster guys towards the back. It's a long run down to turn number 1. I'm not expecting too much carnage through here because the track widens up. It's down the bottom here through turn 2 and 3. We'll see the action station.
Well, and that's exactly it. You know, right now they started halfway down that front stretch, so they're not coming in with quite the head of steam they're going to on lap number 2. But right now they're up and they're on the gas, so they're going to come in here. You can see braking's going to be huge. We've got Potts. He is out into the pucker brush. We got the number 25 as well. So 2 of them blowing it way wider there on the very first lap. As here we are, a bit of a replay here to see exactly what happened. Ooh. Get on board with Mears, gets in the back of Gordon. Mears may have got some help around as well. I don't know if he did that all on his own. Cole Potts, he went real wide, so not a great start of the weekend here for those 2 competitors.
Not the greatest return that Casey Mears wanted, heading down towards the shortened part of this circuit. Normally we'd turn left to go on the full 4-mile circuit, but with this much shorter edition we've got here for Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks, it's a series of left and rights, very similar to what we used at Detroit. But it's right here that tightens right up where there's minimal to no acceleration.
Absolutely, and there's no room for mistakes, no room for error. Let's not forget, it had just rained a little bit, so parts of the track are dry, parts of the track are wet. Now these guys, this is the first time they've actually taken a legitimate green flag on this circuit, and we've got some new competitors in the field. So there's a lot of variables that are happening, and we're also in lap number 1. So you see the first lap jitters, they got to get out a little bit here. So we got some guys off in the grass here and all over. They got, whoa, man, just a ooh-sah, relax. We got a lot of race to go as we see them over 300 feet in distance up that hill. Matty Nolan, he is in the lead in the BP Racing truck.
Great to see Nolan back in the field. He's protecting the line here on the run down to turn number 1 with Aaron Bumbach. Great to see the man from Rochester, Michigan. Oh, hello, we're going to go 3 wide. This is Greg Biffle heading down the inside. It says, I'll just take the lead here, guys. Step aside.
Look at him driving for the thrill, the number 57 United Fiber and Data Think Loud development of Bill the Thrill Hines. Bill not able to be here, so who better to step in than the Biff? Greg Biffle hops in that number 57 truck and off to an early lead in his first race here in Stadium Super Trucks.
And he'll be hard to beat once he's out in front here. A man with so much experience over the years. He's been doing it for the better part of 25 years now. We're inside with Matt Nolan heading down this long back straight here. The Moraine sweep, which takes us down to that hard break into the series of left and right corners. Challenge on now for second and third, because here comes your series leader in Matt Brabham.
No surprise there, Matty Brabham in the DeVilbiss Hawk, performance number 83, trying to outbreak Robbie Gordon. Robbie Gordon in the Menards, Total Tires number 7. Not able to quite make it happen there, but he is right on top of him. So Robbie moving up 1 position. You're going to want to watch those two. They started near the rear of the pack. Yeah, they're most likely going to slowly make their way up to the very front of the pack here. And so we're slowly getting to see the race that we expect. What is a surprise, I don't mean to be rude, Greg Biffle. Yeah, he's a wheelman. Yeah, he's won 50 races in NASCAR and all these different things. But this is his first time here in Stadium Super Trucks, and he's giving it to the who's who in Menard Stadium Super Trucks.
Now, really excited to see the man from Vancouver, Washington, behind the wheel of a Speed Energy Stadium Super Truck. You're inside with Gavin Harlan, who's been so consistent in the last few races, scoring top 3 after top 3. But here comes a challenge for the lead. The DeVilbiss number 83 of Matt Brabham, side by side with a man who's had over 800 starts across all NASCAR's top-tier events, and now will lose that position going into turn number 1.
Well, not really a big surprise to see that, but I will say normally nobody outbreaks the Biff. But Matty Brabham just did right there, and I think we're going to see a lot of that. This track's so fast, and it's very aggressive. They're hitting the jumps fast, but I think the name of the game may very well come down to braking. That's what this track's going to be all about. Anyone can be wide open, but how far can you run it into the turns and still make it happen? Still get that truck around as you get one a little sideways. I believe that was Gavin Harlan. He throws the rear end out.
Almost clashed with Jeff Hoffman, who pulls to the inside and fancies a shot now at Aaron Bumbach. You see the speeds. This is exactly like we'd see in that long straight at Detroit, where you're punching that big hole in the air, trying to use what we'd call a dance partner to come down this straight and take as many opportunities for passing as you can.
Well, that's a heck of a tango right there, as you see him getting all kinds of wide. Bumbach, he gets pushed to the outside. He's not going to be happy with that as well. The driver out of Rochester Hills, Michigan, not getting the performance in race number 1 that he wants so far. We know he's got the talent and the ability, the speed to make it happen, but the Strategic Staffing Solutions truck is not quite where he wants it to be right now.
No, but he's getting the seat time.
Yes,
and this was critical for him this year, because he did a couple of guest appearances with us last year. He joined us once again at the start of the season. I said, you're going to do more races. He goes, I need to if I'm going to run with these guys.
Absolutely. Bumbach's a man that could race for a championship. He just needs more seat time there. You got to run the entire season. As there they are, once again, going up that uphill section. Those of you sitting at home watching, I can't even explain to you how big this course is, how long this straightaway is. These guys are flat out pushing 155 miles an hour, and man, the braking is huge. You see him in right now. Brabham, he's looking pretty comfortable. Biff behind him. Jeff Hoffman, the Hoff number 47 in the live United Fiber and Data truck. So all those guys getting through turn 1. I was expecting to see more carnage in turn 1. Yet we have yet to see that. It's mostly been right here going into turn 2. So I was wrong, man. I thought we were going to see a lot of that action happening in turn 1.
Here's Casey Mears on the back of Blade Hildebrand, pushing the number 68 through the second turn here. The man who top qualified here today, clashing down on the ramp here. Oh, there's drama ahead here. Truck on its side.
Oh, I didn't catch who that was, but we got one on its side. And there is our flagman.
Could that have been Hoffman? He was the head of this group of trucks.
Let's see. Oh, it is the Hoff.
Oh,
it is
lucky.
Got over on its side on board of the Hoff. Oh, he lands on Biffle, and that rolled him. He landed with his right front onto the back of Biffle's truck, which made him flip over.
What a tough start to this race for Jeff Hoffman. That's his first DNF since Lake Elsinore last year. Matt Brabham leads this race, and Greg Biffle, Robbie Gordon, Gavin Harlan, and Aaron Bumbach. We'll be back with more soon here from Road America.
Stadium Super Trucks on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Toyo Tires. We are Toyo. All or nothing. And by KMC Wheels. Precision for imprecise environments.
We're back at Elkhart Lake here, Road America in Wisconsin, round 13 of this year's Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks on CBS Sports. That was used as our competition caution. Sad to see Jeff Hoffman out of this race, but Sean Cermony, we go back to green flag racing.
We do. We're halfway through. This is scheduled for 8 laps. This is lap 5. Keep in mind, though, the very last lap, the white flag lap, they're using the entire course. And they get down to turn 5. They're not going to the chicane. They're going to hang a hard 90 left up the hill, so that's going to change everything together. That's the fastest sections of the track in the back where the draft is going to come into play. So, mandatory competition caution, that's over and done with. Jeff Hoffman brought that out for us, but now we're on lap 5, and this is where it's really going to unfold. This is where the elbows are up. Everyone gets into their attack stance. We got some of the fastest guys, I should say 4, on Stadium Super Trucks in the lead, and when I say 4, Greg Biffle's one of them. He just showed up, but he's already one of the fastest in there as we're on board right now with Gavin Harlan. I call him the Cobra because he strikes like a snake, and we're going to watch him because I guarantee right down to the bitter end he's going to be part of this battle.
And suddenly Robbie Gordon is in this mix as well. He's pushing Matt Brabham along here, the Menards Toyo Tyres, number 7. So from a real high-speed part of the circuit, almost back to crawling pace. That's where we'll go later on, by the way, to the left-hand side. But back in between the tyre walls. This is inside with Blade Hildebrand.
So real tight. You're not going to see any passing through this area here. Nice and mellow. We'll be seeing some more passing and stuff coming into this turn right here, which is turn 14. All depending on how they go off that jump. They can hit a little bit crooked. They can hit it straight. I think we're going to see some different lines with this particular ramp as well. So the Toyo Tires jumps, it's very important to take all the strategy you can here. You don't necessarily have to hit a jump straight, do different things to make the passing, especially on a track like this where it's just so important to set up going into your turns and your braking so you can come out and have as much speed acceleration as possible on these long straightaways. I'm
really impressed at how much airtime they get off that final ramp just before the starter's tower there, as now Gordon side by side with Harlan, defending the position now down into turn number 1. Hildebrand, another standout performance. He started from 11th position in this race and is now running nicely just outside that top 5 position.
Absolutely, what a season for Hildebrand. Qualifying and everything, he's been really on the gas all weekend long, but right now we're on board with Mears, the number 25. Second time with us. He was with us in Lake Elsinore, California a while back, but this is the first time out here on the road course. And man, he has been putting in a heck of an effort as he puts some pretty heavy pressure on Aaron Baumbach.
He's keeping the seat warm for Ari Leindyke Jr., who's not here this weekend. He's scored 2 victories so far. Great to have the nephew of the 4-time Indy 500 champ, Rick Mears, in the field as we work lap 6 of 8 here at Wisconsin, heading down towards the S's.
Baumbach a little squirrely there, hard braking. It's not him, it's everyone. You got to go close to the wall right there to set yourself up to get into the chicane and everything, but there's not a lot of room. And as I mentioned, the track is still wet, still dry, so it's very inconsistent right now. So that's a real tight section right there to come in outside of those rumble strips, but obviously inside the wall, you don't want to be a piece of that, and then braking it through that section. So a lot of technical stuff going on here in this course.
So down to the S's and climbing the top, so Brabham and Gordon. Got the feeling Gordon's got something for Matt Brabham here in the closing stages as they climb the top. Now, normally TV doesn't do the justice of any track with hill climbs like this, but man, it really shows it here in Wisconsin.
It is just massive, massive up the hill. Like I said, over the length of an American football field, they're jumping up that hill. That is absolutely huge. They're hitting that wide open in third gear as there is Brabham. Gordon steps to the inside, says peekaboo. No, you didn't, not able to make it happen. Goes a little inside up in the grass, bikes it up almost on 2 for a quick moment there. Matty Brabham's not making it easy for Gordon to pass. Keep in mind, as I mentioned though, with the white flag lap, they're running the entire course. We're adding basically 2 miles to the lap for the very last lap, and they've only gotten 2 laps out there so far in practice. 1 slow, 1 at speed, so they don't know that part of the track either. So that's going to be very exciting. So they all need, if you want to be on the podium, you got to be up close so that you could strike, because that last lap, I guarantee, is going to be a lot of passing going on.
For to see how they go around the carousel and through the kink bend on the full circuit. Gordon had a look. In fact, he's going for the move here now. He tried to set him up out of turn number 2, and Robbie Gordon, he used the advantage of the slipstream heading down the long straight here in the sweep, and now takes the lead with 2, make it 1 lap to go at the end of this.
Look at Robbie Gordon, all the years of driving for Menards, and now with the Menards Stadium Super Trucks here in Wisconsin, he says, I need to put the Toyo Tires Menards number 7 up on top of the podium, making Menards proud, and that's exactly what he aims to do.
Has he gone too soon? Although we're on that full lap at the end of this one, I'd rather be in this truck than be the lead truck with 1 lap to go.
I'd have to think so, man. Like we said, we haven't run the whole course here, but we're about to take the white flag and then in turn 5, take that left. I don't know, but I'd have to agree with you, man. It's so fast back there. I don't know if I'd want to be leading right now.
Swerving all across the road, trying to break that slipstream. As now the white flag comes out, and suddenly Blade Hildebrand in the Empire Graphics number 68 on the charge. Brabham side by side. He's on the wrong side here to make the move, or does he? He stays there, but he'll run out of racetrack here on the outside.
Oh, Gordon, he went farther inside than he needed to. He didn't know that Brabham was going to blow it that far out wide. Brabham way wide on that. So now switch it back and forth. Gordon in the front. Brabham, Harlan and Hildebrand just watching all of this unfold. Best seat in the house for them. They're thinking, this is great, man. These guys are going to slow each other down, mess each other up, and we're going to be up on top of the box.
So keep in mind, instead of going straight down here, we turn left into turn number 5 on this, the last lap. Brabham, plenty of speed aboard the De Vilbiss, number 83. Stay side by side. Gordon has the line, though, for the sharp left-hander here.
Remember, you go left, 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 left. They've been going right the whole time, man. They all remember the top 4, make it happen right there. I wonder if Matty Brab, he was on the outside and pushing hard. I wonder if it took him a minute to realize, oh, shoot, man, we're going left here on turn 5 now. Now, this is uncharted territory, folks. 2 laps in practice, they got to use this portion of the track. One of them was almost under caution at a very slow speed. One was at speed under green flag. So it's all brand new for these guys, except Robbie Gordon. He did it, I think, back in '99 was the last time he was here in IndyCar making this course. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens here. 2
or 3 genuine passing opportunities still remaining on this lap. Oh, there's Adam Andretti. He's subbing in for the dude, Paul Morris, this weekend. So he's had a moment coming on out of turn number 5, drops him down to the bottom of this field as this 4-truck battle starts to intensify around the carousel on the final lap in race number 1 at Road America.
A lot of racing left to go, even though under the last lap. This is a big track off in the pucker weeds. Brabham taking a bit of a soil sample out in the weeds. Gordon, he holds on to it. Harlan, he tries to stick his way in there. Here's a very fast section. Blade Hildebrand, he's like, come on, one of you make a mistake, I'm going to capitalize on it with all of you. As they're really going to start leaning on each other here going into these last few turns. Very high-speed stuff. Gordon's hood starting to pull up a little bit. The new hood straps holding it down, hold it in place. Aerodynamics keep it going the way they need to. Now we got, Gordon. He's 4 wheels off into the grass right there. Brabham, he takes the lead. Gordon drives back to the inside. Gordon takes the lead back from him. That's 4 lead changes in this lap alone. 3-wheeling's a good feeling for the top 4.
I don't recall a race with 4 drivers this close to each other. Hildebrand and Harlan, they clash coming down the final turn. Hildebrand's going to wipe off all the speed. He misses the ramp. It doesn't matter. He's dropped away from the guys ahead. They hit the ramp. Brabham trying one last chance ahead here to grab the win. But Robbie Gordon coming towards the checkered flag and will pick up the win. It's his first win since Adelaide this year and his 20th career win in Stadium Super Trucks.
Wow, congratulations to the Menards Toyo Tires, number 7 of Robbie Gordon, putting it back on top of the box. Matty Brabham, that number 83 De Vilbiss truck. No slouch right there. And, of course, United Fiber and Data's Gavin Harlan on top 3 right there. So good run for all 3 of them. And Blade Hildebrand, let's not forget about that young man starting all the way back in 11th position, finishing 4th. What a great run.
Take a bow, the top 4. That was phenomenal racing. This is how it started. Going down into turn number 1, the hood just lifting up on Gordon's Menards number 7. Through the right-hander, Brabham using all the outside of the track, perfectly legal through that corner, but Gordon was still joined to him like a magnet.
Gordon went way to the inside. Brabham blew it to the outside, but it wasn't over yet. Gordon still out in front right there. Brabham, he goes to what would have been the inside, but now we're going left. We're not going right as we get in the turn number 5. They all got to remember, okay, tracks change. We're using the whole thing. Let's hang a hard 90 to the left. Boom, let's do it and go up the hill. Harlan, he sneaks in there, almost gets a piece of Brabham, not able to make it stick. And then you see the dust flying as we had a couple trucks off into the grass one more time. And now they follow the leader for just a quick minute. I just knew that this was going to be a major factor in this last lap, Matt.
Yeah, I like this idea of running the full course for the last lap because these guys were side by side for majority of this 4-mile lap. And this was heading down in towards Canada Corner. They went in the rows of 2. Phenomenal stuff.
Look at him now. Gordon, he gets pushed a little bit outside. He goes a little wide. Brabham, he takes the lead back again. Gordon says, no, that's enough of that for you. I'm getting back to my rightful spot, back out front again. And look at all 4 of them up on 3 wheels right there. The Toyo tires putting the power to the ground for the whole race in race number 1.
Congratulations to Robbie Gordon. We'll check in with our winner right after the break here from Wisconsin. The Robbie Gordon Expression session is underway. It happens in every race, but even more so today, collecting his 20th race win in Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks ahead of Matt Brabham. Gavin Harlan scores his 5th top 3 in succession ahead of Blade Hildebrand, Aaron Bumbach, Casey Mears, Greg Biffle, back to Potts, Nolan and Tommy Dawson. Let's hear from Robbie.
It was all about positioning. Matt got me going down into 1. I got him going through turn 3. I think he got me down the straightaway down into 4. I got him through 4. Then Matt obviously got a huge toe through the kink. Drove by me going down into the end of the long straightaway down there at the end. And basically we both pushed. We both went to break-ins. I was like, all right, I think we could break at the 200. Well, then he went to the 150. So that made me go to the 125. Then he went to the 110. I'm like, hang on a second here. So both of us went sliding off the track down there. I went through the grass and I was able to just carry enough momentum to get back inside of him. And then I obviously had to protect myself in turn 14. But it was a lot of fun, a lot of passing, big draft, and it's cool to be back here at Road America. You know, I've been here in 19 years, so it's. I never thought we'd bring the trucks here. George pushed us to come, which I'm glad he did. And he said, oh, it'll be okay. You know, I'm like, no, it's too big, it's too fast. Let me tell you, fast is fun.
Well, congratulations to Robbie Gordon with 277 points. That cements him in right now in the top 3 behind Gavin Harlan and Matty Brabham. Matty Brabham in 2nd place. Let's go down and talk to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's such a cool event. The racetrack has got some real good history. You know, my dad, my uncle raced here. And then, you know, my dad, you know, drove for John Menard as well in IndyCar. So to have them on board with the Super Trucks is really special. And obviously to put the DeVilbiss truck on the podium is unbelievable. I mean, it's just so much fun racing these things. And when you have a race like that at the end, it just makes it so much, you know, worthwhile coming all this way out here, doing all the work behind the scenes to get the sponsors in line and doing the hard yards to make sure you're ready. So, you know, it's just so cool to be a part of. Awesome race. I had fun, and I'm going to try and get Robbie tomorrow. Maybe I'm leaning on him a bit more, hip check him out of the way. Today we're taking it easy, but I'm sure there's going to be parts flying tomorrow. But no, we all get along pretty well, and the racing was unbelievable.
Who we want to watch coming up soon. Let's go to break though. Race number 2 from Road America comes up right after this. We're back in Road America here in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. What a historical racetrack. Phenomenal to see these trucks getting around here for race number 14 of this year's series. Adam Andretti will start from pole position for race number 14. Tommy Dawson joins him on that front row. Matt Nolan and Jeff Hoffman off the second row. But looking towards the back there, the likes of Matty Brabham and Blade Hildebrand, who drove really well to come from 11th to finish in 4th. Let's take a look at some of these in-cars. The Toyo tires on board with your race 1 winner, Robbie Gordon.
And there's Greg Biffle, the number 57, filling in for the Thrill Hines. Jeff Hoffman as well, the number 47. He had quite a get-off on race number 1, hopefully for a better day today. And there's Tommy Dawson in the number 88. He says he's from Australia. Our Australians say he's from the UK. That's been pretty funny all weekend long. And so best of luck as the hardest working flagger in the United States throws the green flag out. And we are off and running for race number 2 here at Road America.
So rows of 2 heading down to turn number 1. Adam Andretti in that number 1 truck that Paul Morris is trying to defend his Speed Energy Stadium Super Truck Series crown from last year. Keep in mind, he's got a bit of the wobbles going into turn number 1.
Speed wobbles.
So he's settled into that little bit of a groove. If we have a driver change in there, those points go to the truck only. We must point that out in this series, particularly this weekend with so many driver changes.
Well, you get one race a year where you can straight up miss and have someone else drive for you. If you miss a second race, well, you're just not getting those points for you or the truck. So that's how that's working. Got some fill-in drivers here as we are on board with Jeff Hoffman. That's the area where he had a little bit of trouble yesterday, landing on Greg Biffle. Because of that, that forced him to roll over. But right now he's looking good. The Hoff, number 47, very comfortable out there. I'm expecting more out of him in race number 2 than we saw in race number 1. He's got the ability to be up front, and I hope to see it happen as Dawson.
Whoa.
Look at Dawson. Oh my God, he's like the pinball wizard. Going in there, bouncing off this, that, almost into the wall, gets into the back of Andretti again. Oh my goodness, a wild ride there for Dawson. I thought I was at a Who concert, pinballing down through that section right there, but he collects it very good. You can't knock him too much. First time out in a Stadium Super Truck. This is baptism by fire at a track like Road America.
Yeah, not the easiest track to come and debut at right now. Hoffman trying to push the door open here. Matt Nolan had to take evasive action, didn't he, down there, avoiding the S's after being served up prior to that corner. Hoffman still trying to push Dawson along here into the S's to complete the first of 10 laps here.
Look at Hoffman's getting dizzy. He's like, sweet mother of Jesus, how do I get around this guy right now? as he goes to the outside. Hoffman takes the line, Dawson takes the line away from him. Meanwhile, Andretti and Nolan, they are out front running nice and clean. And we've got a lot of work for our guys in the back of the pack. Keep in mind, there will be one mandatory competition caution during this 10-lap race. That'll be coming up halfway. And also, the way they finished in qualifying and the way they finished in race number 1 combined determines where they started for this race. So our faster guys all weekend, they're in the back. The guys that have struggled, they're up in the front. No new news here in Menard Stadium Super Truck Racing.
Oh, again, rows of 2, side by side for the first 6 positions. It's almost like we're running a rolling start here. They go across the ramp side by side. Trucks scattering as we jump on board. The number 68, the Replay XD on board with Blade Hildebrand heading down this long straight. Andretti's got the lead back, but here comes the Hoff.
Andretti looking good. Hoffman right behind him, though. Hoffman with a lot of seat time. Andretti, one of those guys, again, very talented. Not a lot of seat time in these trucks. Has yet to be on a big road course like this. He did Lake Elsinore a while back, but that's 2 different types of racing. A couple of guys missed the chicane. Cole Potts, the number 16 on HallmarkTrust.com. Number 60 right there. You don't see those types of mistakes very often, but he did miss that chicane right there. As long as he's not gaining ground or a position, I think Race Control will probably let that one slide as we're on board with the number 7 Toyo Tires, Menards, KMC Wheels of Robbie Gordon.
I think he recognised there was no room to go down the inside rather than cause an incident, just takes the inside, and he'll try that again as already we're starting the 3rd lap of this race, heading up the long hill here at Road America. What a track. I'm really impressed with the racing we've seen here so far today.
Absolutely. As the president here, George and Robbie had mentioned earlier, he was right on the money. What great race. And look at the pass. It looks like Andretti stepped out of the draft. I've talked about this for years, how important the draft is in these trucks. He stepped out of the draft and just lost 3 or 4 positions as if someone just threw a boat anchor off the back of his truck.
If you need to have someone to race with, it's really critical, like we see in Detroit. He's down the inside now, Tommy Dawson. They're 3 wide with Matt Nolan in the VP Racing Fuels Clipsal number 21. He's got Cole Potts, who we didn't see much of apart from that turn 2 incident in race number 1. Here is the HallmarkTrust.com number 60. Race winner early this year on the streets of Adelaide, now being challenged for that position by Matt Brabham as he starts his charge through the field.
Brabham may be close enough to Nolan to help a little bit through there, but Potts off on his own, so he's punching his own hole in the air. So not able to go quite as quick as big flames coming out of Andretti's exhaust right there. Now they get in there. We see a little more contact in between. I think that was Andretti and Dawson. I know we're on board with Dawson. Having a little bit of trouble there. Dawson cuts to the inside, hits that tire barrier hard, doesn't loop it out. That was impressive, actually. Tires not giving too much. There's concrete behind those big Jersey barriers right behind those. So Dawson gets into that, but able to kind of get out there clean. I don't know if it pulled the tire barrier out or not. They may go to an early comp caution to fix that. I'm not sure.
I was more concerned we were going to have trucks stack into the back of him there, but they got on with it. Blade Hildebrand in the grass, heading down to the S's.
Man, Aldi, I'm catching on to something here as the weekend of racing has gone on. Blade Hildebrand is developing little by little some different lines that no one else is doing. And not just in one section, but in a couple others. But right there, he didn't even attempt to not jump in the grass. He directly jumped into the grass. They never said the driver's meeting you couldn't do that. And that might be effective for him. That may end up working well. He's cutting a half second off right there.
Going to damage the front of that Empire Racing entry. Truck number 68. Here's the similar livery of Aaron Bumbach, the Strategic Staffing Solutions number 3 on the charge down the hill. Dawson and Brabham side by side. And Dawson, for his first attempt, giving the series leader a bit of a hustle here.
I guess so right there. Dawson, you can't take anything away from him. Like I said, he's done a lot of racing. If you're coming out racing for the first time in a Menard Stadium Super Truck, and you're doing it right here at Road America, man, that's a tough go at it, man. That's a tall order. So Dawson hanging in there. He's doing all right. As we said earlier, struggling the first couple of laps, but he seemed to settle down a little bit right now as Brabham looks like a nice clean pass. The number 83 DeVillibus Headstrong truck gets in front of Dawson. Dawson gets sandwiched between him and Hildebrand. Potts, Bombach, and look at the number 7 of Robbie Gordon. He missed that chicane as well. I don't know if he outbraked there or what had happened, but you don't see that type of mistake out of Robbie Gordon ever.
And it's a long way down at the moment as we approach the halfway mark of this race, I should say. Through the S's, clipping the inside is Greg Biffle. Across the top of the ramp, we continue on with some dark clouds looming around this Road America circuit as We're halfway home here in race number 2. More challenges going on now. Biffle down the inside of Gavin Harlan on the run to turn number 1 as the comp caution comes out, and we settle things down with Jeff Hoffman, Harlan, Biffle, Adam Andretti and Matt Brabham, your top 5 here in race 14 from Elkhart Lake.
Stadium Super Trucks on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Speed Energy. Fuel the need for speed. And by United Fiber and Data, ingenuity in infrastructure.
Saw a great shot of the crowd here that's attending this really friendly facility here at Road America, as we welcome you back to race number 14 here today on CBS Sports. We're back inside the number 57 of Greg Biffle, who's got a full head of steam here back at the restart.
Look at that. So Biffle looking good. We saw him in race number 1. Not too bad. Had a few mistakes. It is redemption time for him right now. Biffle wants to be up on the podium. He wants to win it, of course. But I talked to the guys after race number 1, and a lot of things they were talking about was braking. Biffle's braking. But he said he was struggling with the jumps and things. So now he's learning more and more and more as he is running very hard with Gavin Harlan, Jeff Hoffman on board with him, Matty Brabham. He is also in the mix, and it looks like Andretti as well. So that is your top 5 thus far with a good handful of races left to go. 6 laps of 10, and keeping in mind the very last lap will be the entire track, over 4 miles in the last lap alone.
Big movers and shakers in this race once again. Matt Brabham on the left-hand side, who started from 11, and Blade Hildebrand from position 12 this time is lurking in the background this shot. Harlan, Biffle and Hoffman down to the S as we go. Here's Andretti side by side, just getting it done. There's more happening ahead here with Harlan.
Harlan making an unusual mistake right there, kind of outbraking himself, but he did get around the chicane. There will not be any penalty assessed. He's not going to be happy with that, but he did get through it cleanly without losing any positions as far as race control is concerned. Andretti, he goes real wide. I mentioned earlier, hitting that jump properly will determine whether you stay on the track, go off the track, inside, outside. Andretti just went real wide right there, made a small mistake, but in return, loses 2 positions to Brabham and Hildebrand.
Here's the 39-year-old from Brownsburg, Indiana on the charge. Oh, truck to the left-hand side, taking another different line around here. I'm sure that wasn't planned.
We got one way off into the weeds right there, going down the front stretch, and now we drag race. 2 rows of 2 going into turn 1. Biffle, he goes the inside. He tosses up a little old tire rubber there coming out of pit lane. So now they all file in, single file right here. That is Potts, his hood shoved up. He's been struggling somewhere along the lines. We didn't get all of that, but he obviously had some very serious trouble right there as his hood is once again pushed up in his face.
Looking at our commentary box window here right now, some dark clouds getting closer to this Elkhart Lake venue. And looking back now at Matt Nolan, lap 7 of 10. Here's Biffle and Hoffman. Battle for first and second. Matt Brabham with a scar mark on the front of his DeVilbiss number 83. More side-by-side action here. Hoffman, Biffle, flames licking out of that United Fiber and Data live, number 47.
We got another pass for the lead. So many passes just in a couple of laps here. How cool is this? Young guy like Jeff Hoffman or Gavin Harlan out here running this hard with a guy like Greg Biffle, the Biff. He's won so many races in different forms of NASCAR, and now these guys coming together, learning from each other, the new and the old.
I sure hope we get to see more of Greg Biffle. He runs in second place right now behind Jeff Hoffman. Brabham is third, Harlan in fourth, and Blade Hildebrand from the back runs in fifth. Back with more soon. We're back at Road America here in Elkhart Lake. Race 14 of the Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks starting to head towards the end of this race with the Hoff out in front. Biffle second, and Matt Brabham holding down that third position.
2 laps left to go with one big final lap coming up, over 4 miles on that last lap. Right now, these guys starting to pull away from one another a little bit, stretching out. What I'm kind of surprised is, where's Robbie Gordon? And there he is. He was actually just off in the grass. Race 1's winner here at Elkhart Lake at Road America, and now he seems to be struggling a little. We saw him miss a chicane earlier. Very, very unlike the Toro Tires Menards number 7 driver of Robbie Gordon to be doing that. But meanwhile, up front, some great racing led by the Hoff, Biffle, and Brabham. No surprises there in your top 3.
You know, we're really starting to see the arrival here of Blade Hildebrand this weekend. Both these races, he started from the back. He top qualified and is now challenging here for the 4th position, side by side. There's a concrete wall on the right-hand side. give the guy a wrap, and it all of a sudden explodes in front of me here. In car now with Adam Andretti.
In car with Adam behind Hildebrand.
Oh, no!
Andretti, the second driver to get one of those chicanes. We saw it with Dawson earlier. Andretti gets into it as well, but he actually got through it clean. I mean, if you're going to get into a tire barrier, that's the best way to do it, I guess. I mean, he made it through. The truck's still good. Everything's in one piece. Luckily, these Stadium Super Trucks aren't that tough, as is Adams driving, was able to get through it, made a mistake, collected himself quickly, and right back on the loud pedal. Meanwhile, out in front, you see our top 3 and then 4 right there. Blade Hildebrand, he dropped back a little bit going into that chicane, got a little messy, but I think he's got what it takes to catch the leaders and stay with them here, as they're almost about to go 3 wide into turn number 1. That is Hoffman, Biffle, Brabham, and Harlan, top 4.
Brabham holding down second for the moment. Like I said earlier today, I'd love to see Biffle in some more Stadium Super Truck racing in the races to come, because, man, he's been a great addition here today. Into the right hand of the top 3, separated by nothing here in the closing stages. 2 laps to go, with the last lap on the full course to come.
Now, this is where Biffle said he was struggling. He said he was having a hard time with the jumps. He says, I'm just not used to doing that. I've never jumped anything, at least on purpose anyways like that. But I'll tell you, I'm on board with him right there. He's a quick learner, because he's looking like he's got it down pretty good. Andretti, he is off in the pucker brush one more time. Hashtag dude mower for Andretti. There's a pretty big gap in between the first and second packs here.
So he worked it out, it's the truck now, not the drivers that like to hit the grass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Potts on the outside. A lot of damage to the front of the number 60, and a really troubled weekend for the number 60 by his standards.
Yeah, he has not been performing the way he would like to. Coming out in Adelaide, Australia, putting it up on the podium for a win, and since then not being able to get done what he wants to get done and follow it up with more wins. But meanwhile, out in front, Jeff Hoffman, he's looking comfortable. Behind him, it is Matty Brabham's. I don't want to necessarily be the Hoff right now with what we've got left to go here in this race, where there is your top 5 right there, all very close to one another, with a little over 4 miles left to go on this white flag lap. This is when things are about to get wild. This is the long lap. This is turn 5. They take a left instead of a right to the chicane, and as we saw in race number 1, there's about 4 or 5 lead changes in that section of track alone. I expect nothing less than to see that again right here, Matt Nolte.
So the first 2 are sorted. What positions they'll be, we don't know. This will be the battle to keep an eye on now for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Hoffman to the inside. Brabham trying the long way around. Hildebrand's looking for the moves down the inside, the background of that shot.
Right now, Hoffman, a lot of pressure from Brabham. We saw in race number 1, Brabham actually went to the outside following Gordon down this section. He drafted, went to the outside. I don't know if that was part of his plan or what have you, but I'm wondering if we're going to see him dive more to the inside, and we are this time. I think race number 1, Brad's forgotten they were going left in this section, but he goes in. He's going to hold that, be able to hold on to that spot. Yes, he is. Hard braking. The Hoff, smart thinking, went wide, tried to dive to the inside a little bit. If you follow the leader and he makes a mistake, you can't go anywhere and capitalize on it. So very smart driving by the Hoff right there. I like his style.
Underneath the bridge for the final time, and into the full course we go. Turn 6 now into turn number 7. So Brabham has the lead from near back of the field. Same 2 for Blade Hildebrand, who sits in 4th position. We're inside with the man who had so much success for Roush racing over the years, in Greg Biffle. Down the inside now for 2nd place.
Whoa, look at, nobody outbrakes the Biff. Man, he ran it in deep right there. I mean, how did he keep the truck on the course right there? And when everyone else was looking for traction at that type of speed running in, he made it stick. As we're on board with Blade Hildebrand, he comes up, applies the pressure to the number 47. Boom. Hey, Jeff Hoffman, I'm right here, buddy. And he goes way out in the weeds. That's where he pushed his hood up. I don't believe it was like that before. It just happened now. Got into the back of the Hoff. Gavin Harlan, number 55, United 5 Rendetta, he was able to capitalize on it. Look at Hildebrand pushing. He's looking for his first podium, and it seems as though there's nothing he's not willing to do to make that happen.
Happened through the carousel, that turn 9-10 section. Brabham has got the biggest margin so far of the race. Biffle in 2nd, as down the inside goes Harlan, side by side with one of his good mates in Jeff Hoffman. But watch Blade Hildebrand here. He might pickpocket these 2 positions at the same time, and he does.
Oh, wow. Harlan gets off, leans on Hoffman. Not 4 tires, but 8 tires out into the grass. 2 trucks. Harlan says, I'm not even worried about that turn. I'm going straight through the grass. Lot of pressure. Leaned on Hoffman there, going off the track, Hoffman and Harlan. Blade Hildebrand says, finally, a little bit of luck goes my way. Lately, he's had opportunities to be on the podium, and it doesn't happen for him due to that type of mistake. Now he's on the positive end of it. Checkered flag is coming out for the developers, number 83 of Matty Brabham, Greg Biffle, and Blade Hildebrand. Round out your top 3.
How about that battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th? Robbie Gordon getting home there just outside in position 6 ahead of Aaron Bumbach. Fantastic racing from this entire field here today at Road America, and congratulations to Matt Brabham, who further cements himself at the top now. That'll put the margin out to, I'd say, over 50 points now in this year's Speed Energy Stadium Super Truck Series. What a weekend and what a debut here at Road America.
Absolutely, and what an opportunity to be here at Road America. And as Robbie Gordon mentioned earlier with the President George saying, maybe can we be there, can we not? Yeah, it's going to work. Boy, it worked. Man, did it work. What great racing, and congratulations to not just all the competitors, but all the fans here that got such a good show. And what an amazing experience it has been, just walking around the paddock and everything, and all the fans out here just really loving it. And there is a one hand out the window for Matty Brabham, the number 83. And here's a bit of a replay. There's the Hawk. This is where he just loses he didn't make a mistake. He just went a little bit wide. Brabham made a mistake in race number 1, said, I'm not doing that again. Hoff tried to capitalize it again. He went way to the outside, trying to square it up a little bit more, realized, no, Brabs isn't going to give me the room. I'm going to stay where I'm going. But that was smart driving for the Hoff right there. Almost got it back. And there is Matty Brabs' expression session for the number 83.
What a win to Matt Brabham. We'll hear from our winner right after this break. Great racing here from Road America. Well, what a weekend it's been here in Road America, the debut event for Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks, and Matt Brabham collecting his 4th win of the season here in his 12th career victory. The great crowd here looks on. Brabham from Biffle and Blade Hildebrand finishing in 3rd. It's his 2nd podium of the season ahead of Hoffman, Harlan. Robbie Gordon from the middle of the pack to 6th position ahead of Bumbach, Potts, Adam Andretti, and Matt Nolan, your top 10. Let's hear from our winner and series leader.
It's a pretty special feeling to win and even just be on track with those legends. You know, it's so cool to have all different types of guys come from different motorsport, places and race super trucks. And there's so many different styles, and you just learn so much. And it's just great racing at the end of the day. I mean, we had an awesome battle yesterday with Robbie. I wish he was there at the end so I could get him back, but no, we had a great battle with Biffle. I mean, he was so quick on the road course, and he was catching me at the end, so I had to really make sure I was doing everything perfect. So no, great result, really happy, and it's always good to have the Wilbur's truck on the top step, and obviously get the championship lead more and more.
All right, folks, and there you have it. Matty Brabham sealing some little more points on top with 403. Gavin Harlan and Robbie Gordon, they round out your top 3 with 296, and then Ari Leyendyke Jr. and Jeff Hoffman with 265. Well, let's take a moment to go check out the Biff, Greg Biffle.
Well, to tell you the truth, I was really just learning from these guys. Branham and Hildebrand, they're really, really fast. They've been doing this for a while. They're experienced at it. My first time, and I was just watching and learning and picking up anything I could. And I'm like, I want one more lap, give me one more chance. I think I can catch him. I don't know if I could pass him, but I was just learning every lap from those guys and applying what I was learning as I went. So to finish second my first time out and to learn off of these young guys, it was just a tremendous amount of fun.
Certainly was a whole lot of fun here in Road America, Sean Semney, but we're going down to a place with a lot more fun in Surfers Paradise.
Great racing this weekend with Surfers Paradise Australia. The next stop here at Speed Energy Stadium Super Trucks. But this weekend was so good with Menards here in Road America. A lot coming up this year.
Head to StadiumSuperTrucks.com and our socials. For Sean Semney, I'm Matt Nolte. We'll see you on the Gold Coast for Stadium Super Trucks.